This is not just about me. If I gotta fight for all of us, I will, but I won't let the court systems just walk over me. I won't let Jay Z, and I won't let no one just walk over me and tell me something because y'all just saying this. I want the truth. And if we can't go to the Supreme Courts, the regular courts, to find out the truth, what are they here for?
Yeah, all right. We'll get to the legal things that you've been through, the battle.
About visionary leadership and more about deception than the myth of Jay Z. The man who once claimed to be bigger than hip-hop itself could collapse completely. And through it all, the world waits for Beyonce because she holds the power to either stabilize or shatter the dynasty. If she stands by his side, she risks being branded complicit through her silence. But if she walks away, it will prove that even she, the woman who has endured his betrayals before, has reached her breaking point. Whispers from inside.
Felonies, I'm not crazy and none of that. It's like, I just want the truth, and it's so hard to get it from the courts. And seems like Jay Z don't want to say anything. So, I don't want to see him go down for something that you could have just got taken care of. That's it.
Being powerful. Figures break under pressure before, but never like this. Jay Z built his empire on control, on sharp suits, sharp moves, and always being 3 steps ahead. Yet, as his face twisted with rage and panic, that image shattered instantly. For years, his legal team acted like a fortress, shielding him with sealed files, endless delays, and polished statements. Every time the name of resurfaced it was brushed aside as irrelevant. But with one announcement, everything collapsed. No verse, no photo op, no $1 million deal could save him now. The secret he buried was no longer hidden. It was the headline, and his fans became a jury of millions. The shocking part was not just the truth itself, but the destruction of the myth of invincibility Jay Z and Beyoncé had crafted for years. They portrayed themselves as music royalty, untouchable, flawless. But cracks.
He got his ass whooped by his sister-in-law on camera. What's her name? Solange. You got his ass. The feds ain't step in and do nothing. The feds don't care about you getting your ass whooped.
Had always been their whispers of infidelity hidden in albums. The elevator incident that became a meme, and now the truth of a hidden son exposed before the world, pulling down everything they tried to protect. If he could hide this for so long, what else might be concealed behind the curtain? We cannot overlook the whispers about Beyonce either. Insiders claim she was not blindsided by the revelation and that she had quietly known for years. The story goes that she demanded silence, believing that as long as the truth stayed hidden, they could continue as the unbreakable power couple, protecting the children, protecting the brand, protecting the billions. But silence always comes at a cost. And when the gavel came down, sources say, Beyoncé delivered a harsh ultimatum: fix this or lose everything, including her. This was not just a marital dispute. It was a nuclear warning, threatening the very foundation of the most famous union in music. And while the ink on the DNA report...
Weirdo. I don't get no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me. Ever.
The allegations don't...
The report was still drying. More troubling rumors began to spread. A former Roc Nation insider, someone close enough to see what money was meant to bury, whispered about another hidden secret LaTasha, a 28-year-old woman from Maryland, has been claiming for years that Jay Z is her father. On Instagram, she even branded herself as Jay Z first daughter, declaring she had stayed quiet for far too long, and explaining how everyone in her hometown knew the truth. Family members even supported her with her sister, publicly saying she personally introduced Jay Z to LaTasha's mother. This was not just some anonymous rumor. It was living testimony threatening to detonate. What remained of his legicide allegations go beyond paternity with industry chatter, claiming Jay Z secretly supports LaTasha from behind the scenes, even purchasing her a house.
I to say the same thing, and she never changed the name. Like, you know, she always was staying with the same name. I'm like, well, Mom, why? Like, as I got to 16, 17, I'm like, Mom, you've been saying this since I was a kid. So it's like, now my mom never lied to me.
House in Cambridge, Maryland, under the condition she never publicly acknowledges. Him a deal not written in contracts, but in silence, sealed with monthly payments instead of DNA results. A former friend, Oshino, from State Property, even went on record suggesting this arrangement exists, painting Jay Z as a mogul who manages secrets, not by facing them, but by keeping them on retainer. If true, it points to a troubling pattern and empire, sustained not by honesty but by payoffs and cover-ups, and it raises the question of how far back these deceptions really go. Jay Z has fired back in legal filings accusing Rima's camp of harassment and running a decades-long campaign against him. He has denied, deflected, and even mocked the claim.
Oh, no, that was it. No, when I get nervous, I tell the truth.
In his lyrics, comparing himself to Michael Jackson with the line, "The kid ain't mine," but bravado in a verse cannot stand in federal court. And when the papers were read this time, there was no escape if Ramir was the first domino. Then LaTasha could bring the entire structure down, and looming over all of it is Beyonce's reputation, because if she stood by him while he buried the truth, her silence turns into complicity, and her carefully crafted aura of empowerment begins to crumble into something far darker. Betrayal feels sharper, because Jay Z has always sold himself as a voice of authenticity, a man who climbed from the Marcy projects in Brooklyn to billionaire status through raw talent and relentless drive. But authenticity cannot survive.
Beyonce for sure. I love her. Like, I love Beyonce. Jay Z too, I really admire.
When your personal life looks like a sealed court docket, fans now question how much of his success was truly earned, and how much was shielded by high-priced lawyers and careful PR moves. The same fans who once shouted his lyrics now scroll through LaTasha's posts, comparing her features to his, and shaking their heads at the undeniable resemblance. This goes beyond courtroom drama. It is the mirror staring back at him. The truth now has a face, and it comes at a time when his name is already entangled in darker corners of the industry, pulled into lawsuits and scandals. Tied to other high-profile figures, every headline chips away at the myth of the untouchable mogul with Rima's DNA confirmation laying the foundation, with Beyonce's alleged ultimatum tightening the pressure, and with LaTasha.
After they are done with Diddy, Jay Z is up next to be.
LaTasha's claims roaring back into focus. The real question is no longer if Jay Z can weather the storm, but whether there will be anything left of his empire once every hidden truth is dragged into the light. Jay Z has long presented himself as more than a rapper shaping his image as a mogul, a visionary, and a voice of reason in an industry addicted to chaos he has stood beside. Politicians funded scholarships, spoken about justice and responsibility, and positioned himself as a symbol of progress, a man who rose above circumstances. But when the speeches, philanthropy, and polished interviews are stripped away, the contradiction is impossible to ignore. How can the man who demanded transparency from
the plane crash that killed a rising star in the world of music and film? Reaction today after Aaliyah and 8 others were killed when their plane went down.
From others refuse for more than a decade to take a simple DNA test? How can someone who raps about loyalty and family values turn his back on blood relatives who look just like him? That hypocrisy is now burning through his image faster than any lyric or speech can cover it up. The damage to his carefully crafted legacy is immense. Every interview where he called himself a role model, every verse that painted him as a leader for his community, now cuts both ways. Fans who once celebrated him as a beacon of responsibility now shake their heads in disbelief. The betrayal is not just about hidden family ties, it is about selling an idea of truth and accountability, while refusing to live by it, and now even casual listeners are asking if he has lied.
Beyonce and Jay Z will do anything to destroy anyone who speaks out against them. Okay, I get the threats.
About this, what else has been smoke and mirrors all? A Longdon. Then comes the ripple effect, because the Carter Empire was never just about music. It is a billion-dollar brand built on streaming fashion endorsements, philanthropy, and above all, public image together. Jay Z and Beyoncé have been packaged as a modern dynasty, untouchable in their influence. But when one side cracks, the tremors shake. The other, Beyoncé's silence has been deafening, and sometimes silence is louder than words. Every Instagram caption, every red carpet smile is now dissected. As people wonder if the Queen Bee is furious, behind the scenes, is this the beginning of an unraveling marriage? One that could destroy.
What's up? This is Beyonce on the red carpet with one of the hottest female artists out here, Miss Aaliyah. How you doing, girl? It's so good to see you.
Just their union, but the massive business empire. They rule together. The stakes could not be higher. Ivy Park is not just a clothing line. It is a multi-million-dollar brand tied to global partnerships. Roc Nation is not just a label, it controls careers, sports, contracts, and campaigns. Their combined brand equity is astronomical, and it all depends on one fragile thing, a spotless image. If that image crumbles, the fallout will not stop at scandalous headlines. It will spread into boardrooms, endorsements, and deals. The empire that once appeared untouchable could suddenly look dangerously fragile, and in a world where reputation is everything, fragility is fatal devastating. And as soon as the spotlight shifts from Diddy, the whispers say, Jay Z.
There are people who did short sales on their stocks right after that, made a lot of money, including Sean Carter. Now I'm going to ask you, why would non-disclosure agreements need to be signed for an accident
Z is next in line to be exposed, and the fire only grows hotter with every new spark. The question on fans' minds now is chilling in its simplicity. Is this just the beginning? We have already heard from LaTasha, the woman from Maryland who insists Jay Z is her father, with family members backing her story. Whispers of secret houses, quiet financial support, and hush arrangements, painting a picture that this is not a single scandal, but a pattern. If Rima's courtroom confirmation was the first domino, then LaTasha could be the second, and no one knows how many more are waiting behind them. The rumor mill is spinning faster than ever. Old lyrics are dissected like hidden confessions. Old interviews replayed.
Is it really a conspiracy if the same person keeps benefiting off the same kind of tragedy over?
For what now sound like cryptic evasions. The rap line, where he once scoffed "the kid ain't mine," now reads less like confidence and more like desperation. Former associates are starting to speak out, connecting timelines, hinting that more stories are ready to break. Every skeleton from Jay Z past is being dragged back into the light, and with the momentum of this scandal, each one feels like it could explode into the next headline. The real danger is not just reputational, but historical, because Jay Z has spent decades constructing himself as a cultural icon, the architect of hip-hop's business revolution. A man who turned street credibility into corporate boardrooms, but legacies can crumble in a single night. We have seen mogul